I'm currently sat at the side of the road, broken down and waiting for a recovery. Not exactly what I had planned for today. So to see what happens, keep watching. Ahoy hoy, if you're a subscriber, welcome back. If you have just come across me, then hello. So today I'm off to Leeds, down south in England. This is the first proper trip for the Bonnie, and as you can see, I've just filled it up with fuel and I am about to hit the road. If you've seen my last clip, you may remember I mentioned my discontent with the mirrors. Well, that hasn't changed, and in fact, the more time I spend with them, the more they annoy me. Anyway, off on the road. This is the A82 of the Great Western Road running alongside the east side of the River Clyde towards the Erskine Bridge, where I'll cross over the river on my way to Glasgow. I travel this road often on the bobber, and I have to say I'm still getting used to jumping between both bikes. The ride between the two is at different ends of the spectrum. The bobber has a quicker throttle response and the power of that 1200 block below you. The Bonnie feels a little bit slower on the pickup, not underpowered for the size of the bike or me as a rider by any means, but it is a 790cc carb model, so the twist of the throttle doesn't have that same delivery. I need to keep that in mind. That said, the ride is so much comfier. The bobber is what it is what it's supposed to be, but you do feel every one of those potholes and clench your teeth when you see any slight deformity in the road. The Bonnie is Bonnie, and it's comfortable, even with my overgrown self and the weight of my luggage and all my camping gear. Okay, taking the Erskine Bridge, crossing over the River Clyde and on the M8 motorway towards Glasgow. It's a dreich day, as we say here in Scotland. The weather doesn't know if it wants to be raining or not. Not ideal for a long ride south of the border. Why am I off to Leeds? Well, I'm going to a bike rally and camping for the weekend. This is my first time doing the biking and camping thing, so I'm looking forward to it. The meet is an official event being hosted by the Leeds chapter of Tribe MCC. I'm riding down as part of the Glasgow chapter of Tribe MCC. This type of thing is the reason for buying the Bonnie, the reason for wanting a bike that could take luggage but still have character and still look cool. I could have gone with a big engine bike with hard luggage boxes mounted to it like a BMW GS, but it's just not my style. In fact, I recently caught up with a friend that has just travelled from Slovenia through Europe and is now touring Scotland on his GS. Great bikes for that kind of thing, and maybe something like that will come along in the future, but for now it's all about triumph and all about looking classy on the Bonnie. Okay, a little unsure of where I'm going here, as I need to meet up with the others, so I need to pull off the motorway to check the map. I should probably have done this earlier before setting off, but hey ho, this is the area of Kenning Park, just as I'm hitting the city of Glasgow. Quick check of the map and I realised I should have stayed on the motorway for another couple of exits, so I'm not too far away from the meeting point. I just can't get these mirrors set properly no matter how many times I play with them or adjust them. Back on the road, I just need to get back up onto the motorway, and already I've gone the wrong way, so it's a full swing around the roundabout. So much for knowing this area. The engine's just died on me. I've got traffic on my left, but I managed to indicate and I'm coasting over to the side of the road. It helps that the lights are at red ahead of me and the traffic is slowing. The traffic behind me has realised that I'm going nowhere and is now moving past. All I can do is push the Bonnie onto the pavement by foot. This is less than ideal. Okay, so not good, but at least it happened when I could get off the road easily. If this had happened 10 minutes ago on the motorway, it might have been a different story. For it to die the way it did, it feels like it might be an ignition problem. If it was a fuel or carb problem, I'm thinking it would be unlikely for it to die. Surely it would splutter on one cylinder. It's unlikely it's going to be both carbs at the same time. I fueled up about 20 miles ago. I'm sure I put petrol in it, but now I'm questioning myself. Okay, a little scientific smell test that indicates that yes, it is petrol, and I'll have a little look back at some of the footage to make sure. Giving a start again with the filler cap off in case it's a breather issue causing vacuum in the tank maybe. Doesn't feel like a fuel issue, but this is an easy one to rule out. Also easy to check the HT leads are tight on the plugs and on the coil at the front of the frame. This all seems pretty secure to me. I really wish that I had a spare spark plug with me to check that the ignition's actually working. That's a point to be learned. I'll definitely be carrying a spark plug and a socket in the future. I've been on to the insurance and organised the recovery. Not really what I had planned today, such a letdown from the Bonnie. Thankfully I took out breakdown cover when I insured the bike. I don't normally do that. Another lesson learned, I'll definitely be doing it again in the future. Whilst waiting I tried the bike again and it started. It idled fine, so I took it for a run around the block. All seemed good, so I pulled over to sort out my gear and left the bike at idle. And guess what? It's bloody cut out again and won't start. Now I'm thinking it's temperature related. It's happening when the bike heats up, and I'm willing to bet that it's ignition related. I'm leaning towards maybe a coil problem, as it's only a single coil for both cylinders. Well, this is a first for me. Bonnie's on its way, but it's in the back of a recovery truck. Okay, so I'm back home. Thanks to the guy that picked me up in the recovery truck. It was quite an easy evolution, and I'm now home safe with the bike. I'm still going to go to the rally, but it will need to be in the car. I've attempted to repackage the camping gear, etc., and get on the bobber, but it's a no-go. I actually ordered luggage for the bobber before I bought the Bonnie, but it hasn't arrived in time, which is a bit of a shame. So a biker going to a bike rally, but in the car, so I've bowed my head in shame for this one. Anyway, I'll finish this one up. Next up will be some fault finding, hopefully the repair of the T100 when I go home after the weekend. So take care, and I'll see you all again soon, hopefully. Cheers.